Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are now live. Well, we did something this past weekend. That is going to be the main discussion of today's stream, and we're probably going to, even though Sam's already done he's done a separate video doing his haul, but we can always just, for the live stream's sake, we can go through our bots if we wish to. Just waiting on Lawrence to pop in.
If you wanted to go through halls, I'll have to go and get the hall. The hall isn't in here. It's not in the shed, mate. I'd have to go and get it.
Don't worry about yours then, because obviously you've already done your video, haven't you?
Yeah, it's already uploaded.
I did mention this. I did say about, post Fots and Hall. But, Sam has a different mind.
Well, no, I'm too used to doing a whole video separately.
Sam
always do whole videos separately.
Sam only does what he wants. His head says no. I'm not doing what Nosey says. No, I'm not doing what Lawrence says. What my head says, I do's. Anyway, joking. Anyway, yeah, so I just had a message now come through, so I think he's on his way in. So once Lawrence comes on in, we shall then get on with it. Properly. Right, he's active now. So yeah, we did a thing. We all three of us finally went to UK Ponycon as a threesome. Yeah, that sounded a bit wrong. Yeah, threesome. So we went to UK Ponycon. It was my first time ever going to anything MLP related or dedicated convention, anything of that nature. Of course, it was Sam and Lawrence's fourth time this year, and it was celebrating Pony Generations, which is obviously it was also celebrating the 40th anniversary, I believe, of My Little Pony as a franchise. Because obviously it started in 1982 as a toy line, and then obviously I think it was 86. I think the first cartoon came out, G1. I'm going by kind of like I'm kind of alluding to that. So it's about 85, 86, I think, when the cartoon came out for G1. So yeah, it's actually been 40 years this year of pastel ponies. I was watching the Toys That Made Us last night. I thought I watched the MLP episode, but I didn't. But I watched the MLP episode. And it was actually quite interesting of like how many people were fighting over who actually created My Little Pony. There was like this woman that was saying she was the mother of it, and then there was two guys fighting over it saying no, we did it. So it's kind of like this. It's amazing, really, when it comes to creating a toy line or anything like that, of how much animosity and how much of a bit of an ego some of these people have behind making these lines. Like people working for Hasbro and people working for other companies. It's quite amusing, really. Just kind of seeing people that are now probably in their 60s, 70s that still have an ego, still have a bee in the bonnet because something they created or they thought they created, but it was actually somebody else, and quite amusing. Well, it was quite a funny episode. Also, it went round. John Delancey was in the episode. Tara Strong was in the episode as well. And I love like John Delancey says about going to conventions and like these 20-year-old people coming up to him at conventions and like, what the hell? Why are you eating? He's kind of like, why? Why are men in their 20s plus watching this series? Yeah, I think most people, even I, ask myself the same question: why am I watching ponies? But I blame Friendship is Magic.
Never have questioned it. I've never questioned it. I've never ever questioned why I got into it, why I enjoy it. I've never questioned it. It's just like any number of things I enjoy watching. I don't think you can really put an age on entertainment. Like if someone's designed to entertain, then it's for everybody. You know, you can't, I mean, you can't really put a number. You know, if you put a number on yourself, if you say, you know, I am 22 now, so I must be an adult and I must not watch stuff that I enjoy. I mean, it's like, right, well, what is an adult? Well, an adult is going to work 5 days a week and, you know, paying your taxes and paying this and paying that and paying your MOT and, you know, stuff like that. Why can't you enjoy the little things in life? You know, why can't you watch MLP, watch Transformers, you know, watch whatever anime, you know, read comics, it's ultimately the world is a challenge, and just the way I always look at it is people go on about adult, you know, you're an adult now, right? Okay, well, once you're an adult, does that mean you can't have fun? You can't enjoy yourself? I mean, you know, people have this notion of you know, you like parents can have a notion of you know you're too old for that now, you know, and thinking about you know you should grow out of it. It's like if you enjoy something, then that's you. That's what you enjoy. I mean, I've never. Like I say, I don't really question why I like MLP, or I just do. I mean, I just there's just something about it. Maybe because it's the carefree nature or the great music, or maybe it's just nice to watch a show that is positive because there's not a lot of positivity in life. And sometimes people just need that positivity. So if you can watch a 30-minute episode of MLP and if you can come away feeling really happy because it's cheered you up, great. If you can go to a convention like Ponycon and have a really great time and come away feeling really happy and really full of energy, great. Because sometimes that's what people need. You need a break from reality. And I think that's why we all have hobbies and we all have things we enjoy. I mean, yeah, I enjoy ponies, I enjoy MLP, but I also enjoy blowing up demons in Doom and listening to heavy metal music. So, you know, there's that as well. But ultimately, it's just another thing to try and you know help you get through life. You know, and life can be hard at times, and sometimes as you know, you need something to pick you up. And you know, that's why My Little Pony is one of the things I enjoy watching.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
exactly.
went off on a bit of a tangent there, didn't I?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, no, I mean, like I say, I mean, I was only kind of pulling your leg with that one, but no, I mean, I completely agree when it comes to like anything that comes out in source of entertainment. It's for anybody that wants to watch it. I mean, I've done a video response to Saberspark once. I think it's on the channel, this channel, and I actually got a comment back from Saberspark, and it was the first like interaction I had with him since discovering his channel. And I remember he'd made a video basically talking about kind of down the line of like hate for liking cartoons or animation at a certain age, and also My Little Pony and things. And he kind of like was talking about a story of him just simply going to the cinema to see. I think it must have been a Disney film, maybe a Pixar film or something. I can't remember. But he went to go and see a film that was meant for kids. And so he goes to see this film, and apparently he kind of gets some comments from, I believe, people maybe at work or something, but maybe work related at the time. That was, basically they asked him a question, what you been doing this past weekend or whatever, and he said, "Oh, I went to see so and then he started kind of getting sniggered at and started getting all this like animosity and kind of like being seen as like a weirdo for seeing a film that was meant for kids and that. And I basically thought that resonates with me because it is something that I'm quite passionate about and quite vocal about when it comes to anything fan base. And so I did my response to him, and basically I was just, it's something that, I mean, I don't hide the fact that I'm a geek. I mean, I'm a walking advertisement for being a geek. Um, most of the t-shirts I have have something from a TV series on it, animated or whatever. And my dad constantly says stuff about, like, you look like a right scruff, you know, I don't know what, you know, you walk around in a t-shirt of, like, with like something animated, or maybe, I don't know, it's Coca-Cola or something on it, something as daft as that. And it says, you know, these people see you coming. That's free advertisement. That they should be paying you to advertise or to have that on that t-shirt. And, like, it's just a t-shirt, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? So my dad's in that ballpark with. The problem is you've got the mixture of old-fashioned tendencies, Victorian thought method.
I wouldn't really call it Victorian, mate. Bloody hell, your dad's not that old.
No, no,
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
Victorian's a bit sort of rough there. Everything that we wear is advertising. You know, I mean, these headphones, you know, advertising headphones. This jacket I'm wearing, you know, it's advertising. Even if there's no logos on it, it's still advertising. Everything you wear, everything you use is advertisement no matter what. I mean, this mug, you know, I mean, just a plain old mug with a bit of a kind of little pattern thing on it, but that's advertising because someone might see that and think, "Ooh, that's an interesting mug. I wonder where I can buy it."
Hmm,
Mugs are all the same. I mean, right now, you know, right now, us two, we're sitting where we are. There's advertisement all over the place. You know, there's DVDs there. There's Transformers art behind me. There's another art piece above that. You know, we've got stuff in your room. You know, we've got a bit of Transformers merchandise, for example, a bit of Build-A-Bear plush. You know, ultimately, we are advertising every single day. I mean, think about all the advertisements that are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It surrounds you all the time. And it doesn't matter what you wear because you're still advertising it. You know, it doesn't have to have a logo or name on it. It's still advertising. So, you know, advertisements everywhere. It's everywhere and it's just part of life, you know. But the thing is, like, things with logos on them, it's all, you know, it's all buying things like that because it's something that you like. Again, you know, it falls back to your own personality. Um, and the weird thing is, like, I don't know exactly. Like, for example, with me, this jacket I'm wearing, it's you know, it's made out of a whatever it's made out of. It's comfortable. It's got deep pockets in it. You know, you can put your hands in it. You can relax in it.
hmm,
It's a comfy jacket. But the weird thing is, this is something I only found out about recently. The reason I wear sort of hoodies like this, it's all part of the whole neurodivergent thing. I don't quite know what it is, but it kind of makes me feel comfortable.
hmm,
It's quite common apparently for people with my condition to do that. So that's you know, a random thing there. But the the whole point is we advertise every day, and you know, that's just life. And you know, you advertise and advertise and advertise. So you know, what can you do? I mean, how when the average person when you go to work, depending on where they work, are advertising their work. Look at retail. We've both worked in
hmm,
retail. You go to work with a t-shirt on that's got the name on it. You know, I worked at Primark. I had a t-shirt with the Primark logo on it. When you worked at Tesco, you had a t-shirt with the Tesco logo on it. Again, you're advertising the place you work, which, you know, I always hated about. That's one of the things I hated about retail because there's nothing more annoying than somebody asking you while you're on the bus to work or going home, you know, have you got this in stock? You know, I remember getting asked that on the bus one time. You know, oh, have you got this in stock? Blah blah blah. No idea, mate. But you work at Primark. You're wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, I do, but I've been on holiday for a week, so I don't know what's in stock till I get in. You know, but it always just used to baffle me. Like, why do people have to ask someone immediately to see them on the street and they're wearing a retail, you know, outfit? It's like, I must ask them if something's in stock, you know? Hell, I even once had somebody when I worked at Primark. I was actually walking through Princess Quay, end of the day, finished. And some random person came up to me and started asking me questions about Princess Key. And I had no idea what they were talking about. And I had to say, no idea, you'll need to speak to somebody that works in Princess Key. And you're like, oh, don't you work for Princess Key, though? You got a Primark t-shirt on. No, I work for Primark. But isn't that part of Princess Key? No. We just rent a unit here. We're not part of the shopping centre. I don't work for that. You'll need to speak to somebody who actually works for Princess Key. So, your best bet is either one of the security guys or one of the cleaners. But not me. I don't work for Princess Key. I can't help you. But it's just little things like that. Advertisement is all around us. I mean, if you want to advertise ponies, mate, we'll happily advertise ponies. Here's Apple Bloom.
That's not Apple Bloom. That's Scootaloo.
There is Scootaloo. Why did I just say Apple Bloom? This is Scootaloo. Let me try that again. Hang on.
Too late. This is live, Sam. I can't turn it back. I can't edit it live.
But we're going to start from scratch. Anyway, if you want to talk about ponies, John, here is Scootaloo. There, we got it right. Scootaloo. Okay. I did not accidentally say the wrong pony.
Scootaloo. Anyway, so we have Lawrence now waiting in the green room. Or is it the white room? I don't know. But yeah, so before we bring Lawrence on, so yeah, like Sam was saying there, good points. I mean, you can't go through life without advertising something, but when I said about Victorian, I'm trying using that as like a metaphor, as a way to say like old-fashioned. Maybe an extreme way of explaining that, but kind of like my dad is incredibly old-fashioned, and he's one of these people that thinks anything animated is not meant for anyone of my age or anyone of an adult, So, if he sees something animated and it's automatically meant for kids, and then when I'm watching something and he's like, this is a little bit near the knuckle for a kids program, isn't it?
Yeah, not everything is animated aimed at kids,
Exactly not.
Yeah, that's
exactly
a
not.
18-rated series, not everything's aimed at kids.
I know, exactly. But for some reason, when my dad sees something animated that I'm watching, and he's like, is this meant for kids? No wonder people today are absolutely out their heads. This and the other. I'm like, this is animated. This is actually 18 rated or 15 rated. This is meant for a mature audience, not for kids, not for really young kids anyway. And it's like, yeah, so some poor little kid or unsuspecting kid comes across this and they're going to be traumatized for life. I'm like, that's down to parenting at the same time. I mean, I watched stuff when I was at a certain age that I shouldn't have been watching, but I think I'm okay now. I keep asking myself that question. But anyway, so we're gonna bring Lawrence in. He's been waiting there for about 5 minutes, but and then we'll get on with the main point of today's stream. But yeah, so like I was saying very quickly is that I feel very strongly about that kind of thing. What's kind of like narrow-mindedness and things of that nature when it comes to people that like stuff that's animated or My Little Pony, Transformers, anything of that nature that's connected to a toy line. Especially there is a lot more of it with ponies, and it's all directed at the male fans, not so much the female fans or Pegasisters or whatever. It's not so, because I was having a conversation with someone at UK Ponycon about something like this. She was one of the dealers, one of the vendors members, and we had a really good conversation about it. That all the labeling and everything is towards us, the men, and she generally couldn't understand why. Because she said that some must have been like uni kids was going by the university and they saw the queue and people cosplaying in costume, and apparently they all burst out laughing and started pointing at people in the queue. And she was there, witnessed it, and she says, and she just basically shouted over to him, said, kind of like, what do you know? You're just seeing it on face value. If you was in there and actually went for a walk around, you'd find it's not that bad. It's just this narrow-mindedness and this stupid masked bullshit of this is how we should act at a certain age. This is how, that's not life. If we all lived or was all the same, life would be incredibly bloody boring. We're all individual. We all like what we like. I've got stuff I like, Sam's got stuff he likes, and so's Lawrence. And, even though we do have mutual interests that we all three of us share, but, just because they're pastel ponies, yes, you could say they're meant for preschool kids between the age of about 6 onwards. That is usually that's the target audience MLP is based around, but they don't know the ins and outs of it, so they're just basing it on a baby's toy line. But anyway, so let's get on with the stream. Otherwise, we'll be here all night talking about that stuff. So let's bring Lawrence in. Lawrence!
Hello, how are you guys?
Sorry about that, man. We've got a bit of a tangent.
Very nice conversation there about advertising.
Yeah, we just kind of like got on a bit of a tangent. Sam was talking about this and the other, and then we got into like advertisements and talking about narrow-minded, egotistical people, about people like us that are fans of MLP and things like that nature.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to reflect on that before we get into what we're on about here.
Well, just going back to what you were saying, Sam, about John, about you, when we were having that conversation with that trader, and what she saw, she saw that group of students, walking past the university, and she, felt as if everyone in the queue was being sort of prejudged. I do find that, in groups or communities like this, people who aren't its target audience can be automatically prejudged by a lot of people. Really, that shouldn't happen.
No, people will always judge others. That's just an unfortunate thing of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll keep an eye on the chat for you, just John. There's nobody on it, but I'll keep an eye on that chat just in case. Yeah.
We haven't had any watches yet either, so yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it as well.
It's early days. We know the idiots don't usually show up till after 9, so it's early days. But yeah, no, Lawrence. Just to point out, mate, well done on the video you put up.
Thanks. Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to talk about yourself the way you did. So yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah.
It seems to have gone down quite well as well. I think your video's only been up since yesterday.
It's been about 19 hours.
Yeah, so it's been up not even a day, and I think you've had about 60 views so far.
It's had a few likes. Seems to have had a few likes as well. So
yeah, it has. Well, I'm one of them. I liked it on my. Obviously, I commented
on the other channel. Yeah.
But no, it's I've got a lot of respect for you, Lawrence, with coming out like that, because a lot of people shy away from, any sort of like underlining conditions that they have. Some people don't, they shy away from that kind of thing.
What kind of gave me the idea? What kind of made me want to do it is because I was watching one of the Brony documentaries, not the Brony Chronicles. It was the other one that kind of goes all around the world, and it mentions a guy here in Manchester, in Britain, who had Asperger's and they interview him and his mother, and how his mother said she instantly got why he liked this show, and his first convention experience was to one of the UK Ponycons.
Well, that's it. I mean, I can understand why people maybe on the spectrum are drawn to this series, because another friend of mine who goes to TF Nation, obviously not relating to ponies, it's a Transformers convention, but at TF Nation there's a friend of mine called Richard, and he has a child who has what does he have? I've forgotten now. Basically,
is it autism?
Yeah, autistic. Sorry, thank you very much.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's autism, isn't it? I'm sure it is.
Yeah, he's autistic, and he sometimes has to wear headphone things, like, to kind of like think.
Sensitive to loud noise.
Yeah. And apparently he also has kind of like spatial awareness, and it's also kind of like confined spaces, loud noises, all that kind of thing that triggers him. And I've had a lot of problems with him trying to kind of like get him into school and trying to get him to eat and things of that nature. And I've had a right go, but yeah. So, but why I'm bringing him up is that he's a huge fan of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
and he loves Transformers as well, because obviously with Richard being a Transformers fan, he's obviously been trying to kind of push a little bit Transformers onto him, and he does like the animated Transformers stuff, but he doesn't seem to be drawn to the live action films. And he kind of puts that down to that because of him, he's attracted to bright colors.
Yeah,
which is generally true, because I think he might like My Little Pony. For all I know, he probably has actually seen a few episodes of that, because they are very bright coloured ponies. So he will probably enjoy that because they're bright, capture his attention. But he likes Power Rangers because obviously they're all very colourful. You got a red one, you got a blue one, you got a green one, yellow one, pink one, and so he's a huge fan of that, mostly because of how colourful it is and how engaging it is. It's engaging his attention into the story as well. So basically, they've been able to kind of find a medium for him so that he, can be himself. Something that he can enjoy, and obviously he's very picky of what he watches. So, like I just said, the live action Transformers films, only certain characters are colourful, but for the most part, they're quite dull coloured. They're very dark greys, and there's not hardly any colour on a lot of them. So because of that reason, he's just not drawn to them in the same way. So bringing it back to ponies, I can see why across the audience, because it is such a diverse fan base. Got people on the spectrum of like Asperger's, like yourself, Lawrence, and autism, and whatever sort of thing. And also you got people like myself that love art, that love animation, that are drawn to good writing, good characters that are well developed. And I found all that through it. Obviously Rainbow Dash was a big pull for me. As soon as she came on the screen on the first episode, that was me straight in. And I was like, yeah, I love her character. And then the animation, obviously, the first 2 or 3 seasons, you can tell the animation is, I can't remember, is it Flash animation they were using?
Yeah, it was a later version of it.
Yeah, and then they moved to something else, didn't they, afterwards? And then the animation was a lot better. But yeah, so it was like a Flash animation. You can tell, even though the animation is still quite good, I'm not going to say it's not, but the first 2 or 3 seasons, they were using like a Flash animation studio sort of thing. And you can see that even though it was still good, but yet you can see it could be better. There could be improvement. And I think from about season 4, maybe season 5 or something like that, I think they moved from Flash and they went to something else. And then you see pretty much straight away there's a huge difference. It's a lot more vibrant. There's a lot more depth, and there's a lot more to the animation this time. And even the characters look better. And you can generally see there's a drastic difference as it goes on. But I generally see that why My Little Pony has this draw of attention for so many different reasons. It's the music, from the music standpoint, because obviously the Brony Pegasister fandom there's a lot of people out there that that have a lot, and I mean a lot of it's captured the imagination for people that like music, like to produce their own music, things of that nature, such as Prince Whatever and Ellie Monty, Gabriel Brown, Black Griffin, just to name a few. Whoopcake as well. Also, she's like a voice actor as well. So it's also kind of gone into that as well, voice acting. A lot of people that kind of like went from doing stuff online, like fan-made stuff, and now they're actually probably working in actual professional stuff now.
Yeah.
We've got a watcher. Sorry to interrupt. We've got a watcher, Freckle Shark. Yeah.
Yep.
Let me just pop up. Can I pop it up?
No, it's me.
Let me do it. Oh yeah, you got. Yeah.
Yeah, Feckle Shark. He's one of the new subscribers to the channel. Hello, Feckle
Shark. How are you, Feckle Shark?
Yes, they used. I did tell you that, but Sam ignores my messages. I don't know what I've done to deserve such a thing, but I text him and he never replies. Anyway, so yeah, Feckle Shark, hello to you. Welcome to the channel. And it says they used Toon Boom Harmony for G4 2017 movie. Right. So Toon Boom Harmony is what they used for the G4 movie. Interesting. So yeah, because obviously, like I was saying, is that they used, obviously, for the series when it started, it was a different studio, and then they moved to a different other studio later on as the seasons went by. Of course, the G4 movie had a much grander, much nicer animation.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
All the characters got redesigned slightly as well, because if you notice, from the series to the movie, the muzzles and their eyes are a bit bigger and everything. Their proportions have been altered slightly to translate to the big screen. Like, but anyway, so yeah, welcome to the channel. So, anyone else want to talk a bit more about what I've just said, Lawrence or Sam, when it comes to like the spectrum and what your thoughts are on?
It's just easy, if you're watching the show, it's easy to understand how people on the spectrum or people with disabilities can find it relatable. The characters, the storylines, and the art and the music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you, Sam? You got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think in a sense it's a way to stem the noise of the world. The world's noisy. It's a noisy place, and stuff like MLP is not noisy. It's easy to watch. It's interesting, and I have this running theory that I've been thinking about a lot in the last few months. So, a lot of people that are into MLP, a lot of people that go to pony conventions, a lot of those people, like all three of us, are all neurodivergent. So basically, neurodivergent is just the official term for anybody that's on the spectrum or has any form of mental whatever. Yeah. So I have this whole theory that if you were to take 100 MLP fans just completely at random, no matter if they were boy, girl, a child, an adult, 50, 60-year-old, whatever, I think you'd find almost all of them would be neurodivergents. They'd be on the spectrum in some way, or there would be some mental condition, something that would put them in the group of neurodivergents. So I have this running theory, and have done for a while now, that the reason the series it does so well and is attracted to by so many people is because there are so many people out there whose brains work on a certain spectrum.
Yeah.
And as a result, MLP, with its colourful characters, its music, its easygoingness, it's kind of almost like a a balm. You know,
yeah. I mean, and just going back to what John said, you know, about our friend's little boy, you know, if that he's on the spectrum and he's like really into Power Rangers, and I can relate to that because I was passionately into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I think one of the reasons that I became so passionately into it probably was what. I mean, I love like the action. I like, you know, the action and the Zord fights, and that made it exciting. But, you know, given, you know, they were sort of color coded characters and you had colorful special effects and giant robots, and, you know, and as well as like you had, you know, positive storylines, you know, it dealt with serious issues, but was toned down. So, you know, for its target audience. And in a way, I think the MLP, you know, does the same thing. The characters are relatable, not just to kids, but to, you know, but to adults as well. And that's why not just female, but male, you know, people can see elements, you know, of themselves in a lot of the characters in My Little Pony.
Yeah, no, I completely agree on that. It's again, as you say, Lawrence, the characters themselves are definitely, I'd say, the primary reason why Gen 4 did so well. You know, we've got 6 characters. Every single person could watch one episode of MLP, and they would be able to see themselves in one of the main 6. Now, this is the thing. I mean, in the last year, there's been a lot of talk about seeing yourself, about a lot of companies saying, you know, we need to start making films and TV and books where people can see themselves. The real truth is, you will never have a character that represents you. See, this is I don't want to get political here, but the problem with it is trying to create a character that will appeal specifically to a target audience when you're looking at the whole concept of trying to appeal to a person with, you know, for example, a physical disability is a difficult thing to do. But when you've got characters like the main 6 who are very real in the sense that they have flaws, they have strengths, they have weaknesses, they have their own unique quirks. That means that for anybody watching them, they'll be able to see a part of themselves in the main 6. I mean, as an example, Twilight reminds me a lot of myself because she's very bookish. I'm a very person. I like to read, and you know, she's a very sort of socially isolated, which I am a bit of that. I'm a bit of a social recluse at times. So I think, in a sense, the fact that you can relate to that character not because she is a mirror image of me, but because she has certain similarities to me, but also those similarities you will find in a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
as I was saying in the video I
should work.
Yeah, the video I did last night, you know, about myself and my experience as a brony on the spectrum, as I said, that, you know, the elements of Twilight I can see in me is that she, you know, when something goes wrong, that she gets worried and she worries and she overthinks it. She has anxiety, and I certainly can relate to that. And so I can see elements of myself in Fluttershy, because she's kind of she can be, you know, she's less outgoing and she's social, you know, and she's a bit socially isolated, but she's, you know, and you know, her interest in her, you know, her interest in her strength, which is her looking after the animals. She's puts a lot of her focus into that one skill, and I can relate to that.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, we spoke a bit about this in the last live stream we did, where, you know, basically you can kind of see yourself, or you can kind of see yourself represented in all the characters. Really, you can see a bit about everything about yourself. That's, I think, another draw to it is the characters for Fresh Prince Magic were just really well thought out. You know, you've got. I mean, I'm not the most confident of people, so even though Rainbow Dash is my favorite character of the main 6, but yeah, I'm not very confident in myself, but she is pretty driven and confident. I don't have any of that. However, I do relate to her being the embodiment of loyalty. And that's what I like about her, because, you know, loyalty is a very rare thing these days. And I think it's a good message to try and bring to kids of a certain generation, of the new generation.
What they're saying, things was generous, honesty, laughter, kindness, loyalty, and each of the main 6 is the embodiment of those.
Exactly. But I mean, I just love Rainbow Dash mostly because of the fact that she is loyal, she messes up, she can be a bit hot-headed, which we all can. We can all be a little bit hot-headed and big-headed sometimes, and we learn from those things. But at the end of the day, we are still loyal to those that we care about, which is.
I assume that. Yeah, I assume that. I assume that Twilight, is she meant to be the one that's generous?
No, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so generous, honesty, laughter, kindness, loyalty. Obviously, Pinkie Pie is obviously the laughter. I'd say Rarity is probably the kindness.
No, I think I'm trying to remember now. The order of them. Obviously, honesty is Applejack.
Yeah.
Loyalty is Rainbow Dash.
Laughter's Pinkie Pie.
I think friendship is Twilight.
Yeah.
I think they're just called a friendship because obviously she's the princess of friendship.
Yeah.
And then
loyalty.
Generosity is Rarity. And I think Pinkie Pie is laughter.
Yeah, she would be. She definitely would be.
Fluttershy. Have I said Fluttershy? No. She's kindness.
Kindness, yeah,
because it represents them. Because even though she's shy, but yet she's very kind-hearted, so it perfectly works.
I also like just kind of staying on that track with Fluttershy for a moment. One of the things that I really like about her character, especially in later seasons when she becomes more, outgoing, is the episode where her brother shows up, Flutterbreeze. I love that episode because that episode is you see Fluttershy as like the confident, slightly authoritative big sister who's got this younger brother who is just sort of struggling to sort of find himself and kind of know what he wants to be, and it's because of her help that he sort of comes out of his mold and starts understanding who he is. I love that episode because that episode right there is the whole conclusion of Fluttershy's story, really. You've gone from this shy, timid pony to this really strong, independent, outgoing pony. And a part of me kind of wonders, is that episode the Fluttershy that nobody else really sees apart from, her direct family, maybe a very close friends. So again, the whole notion of character change is there in that story.
I mean to say, last night, just before I recorded the video, I watched one of the focus episodes around her. I watched the episode Dragon Shy. I think it's from season 2. Where the dragon's asleep and it's snoring smoke.
Season 1. Season 1, episode 4, I believe.
Yeah, and she, at the end of the day, she confronts the dragon about him trying to tackle Twilight. How she stands up to the dragon. So she has a lot of courage. She shows the side of herself that she hides a lot of the time.
Yeah, she seems, when it comes to animals, she is quite courageous and she's quite brave, and she's also, she's basically the pony she should be, or I don't say should be, but she's a lot more when it comes to the animals. That's her true calling. That's where the true Fluttershy comes out and shines. But then when it comes to social environments, which I think a lot of people can relate to, when it comes to like strangers, people you don't know, she's very much into herself more. Which is, obviously you get some adorable, funny moments with Fluttershy, especially when she first meets Twilight, and things of that nature. Kind of like all the other characters are like, oh, howdy and hello and this, that, and the other. But then Fluttershy's just kind of like, Fluttershy, you can hardly hear her. But no, it's just that I love all the characters. I generally love all the characters. They're all really well done. But remember, Dash will always have my heart. But anyway, so we've been online now for like 45 minutes, and we want to try and get through the main point of what we even assembled for. While Lawrence goes and gets stuff sorted for this, obviously Sam's not going to be showing off his haul, but he will probably be talking about some feedback. We will talk about our post thoughts on UK Ponycon 2023. If anybody's interested, Sam has uploaded his own video to the channel, so I'll put a link below this live stream as well, so you can find it easier if need be. Because in this day and age, nobody seems to want to click description boxes these days. I don't know why. Anyway, attention is a thing.
Anyway, most people these days, when I'm on the bus, they don't even know how to use a phone. This is how I use a phone, like this. Most people, hiya, yeah, how are you? I can't hear you. Speak up. I said I can't hear you. That's how listen, talk, like this. You don't shout at your phone like that and then hold it to your ear. God, what is it with people these days and doing that? Anyway, back to ponies.
I'll put it on loudspeaker so we hear the full conversation. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that annoys the hell out of me as well when people do that, and all you can hear is two people on the bus shouting at each other on the phone.
Yeah,
it's great as well when people read out the bank details while doing that.
Oh, that's good.
I actually have witnessed someone doing it on the bus a few weeks ago, phone in hand, maximum volume, and he was card and he was like shouting his number, 0, 2, 4. It's like, cheers, mate. Let me just write that down. I'm gonna go and spend it all on badges and stuff. It's just like, don't people have any sense these days? You just read out your bank details to the whole bus.
Yeah, very well. Well, so then, we did a thing this past weekend, didn't we, lads?
We did.
I can't remember what it was, though. Was it TF Nation?
No, it wasn't that. It was kind of like that, but it was more pony related.
Was it Summer Tiki Bar Beach Day thing? I don't know.
No, I don't think that. It was basically it was like TF Nation, but it was like more pony related. I think that's what it was.
Ponycon? Oh no, that's not a thing anymore.
UK Ponycon.
There it is. UK Ponycon 2023 was this past weekend. We had a great time.
We certainly did.
We're going to go around everybody individually, and just what were your thoughts? Your thoughts on the past weekend? Just going as in depth as you like. We've got time, and then we'll go into the halls because obviously me and you haven't done our haul yet. Sam decided to do it separately.
Yeah, you got a good haul there, mate. You did buy a lot of badges. I didn't see, and I know you showed off some stuff you'd bought previously, but
yeah, a little too many. I've never known somebody, and I used to do. Does anybody remember out there? Maybe not.
We have a question.
I know, but does anybody remember like the old like FIFA or Europa Championship kind of like sticker albums? That's as far as I went for stickers.
Yeah.
But I've never known anyone quite like that.
I had like several. You could buy like sticker books when I was a kid, and they would like release packets of stickers. A different packet of stickers from every week.
You know what? I can't do everything out the hall, but I will go and get the badges just for you two. Okay? I'll be back in a minute. I'll go and get them. That way, Nosy can at least be happy that I can show some of the haul on this live stream. I'll be back in a minute, and I can show you all the badges.
You don't have to. I have alluded to your video.
I know, but I'll do it anyway, just for the sake of the live stream. I'll be back in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
All right. Well, while Sam's waiting, while Sam's off getting his badges, I'll show you a couple of things I have got here. Right. Well, the first thing, this was actually the last plush I picked up. This was on day 2. And this was from that lovely trader we met. They had some very awesome plushes of their own website, I believe. This here is, of course, another one of my favourite character, Princess Luna. And this is her in her crown and necklace, which is one I don't have. I have the Build-A-Bear Luna, I have a Thai Luna, and I have a Nightmare Moon. And now, obviously, I have this one. And, of course, one that was a very popular plush that was bought this year, because Kelly Sheridan herself was there. I got the Build-A-Bear Starlight Glimmer. And what I will do, I'm just going to bring my camera up here. So now, if you can see up there, 2 new additions added to the shelf. There is a Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo next to the Build-A-Bear Sunset Shimmer. Those are also 2 new additions, and I have one other plush that I bought, one that's considerably bigger, which I'll go and get her in a minute.
Yeah, you got a couple Sunnies, didn't you?
I got a Sunny, yes.
Oh, I thought you got more than one. I apologize.
No, well, I got a little tiny Sunny figure and a little tiny Izzy figure. Yes, they're on the shelf with all my mini figurines over there now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, while we're waiting on Sam, do you want to talk about your thoughts on reflection of the weekend?
Well, I must say, practically from when I got off when I got off the bus at the station on the Friday, I was already instantly in the mood. I'd gotten well into the spirit prior to going to Ponycon, and then of course we got to the hotel, we watched some episodes, and then the next day, once we were all queued, checked in, registered, it just all started. The atmosphere just kicked in. We went and did some shopping, and then we, after the opening ceremony, and throughout that first day, we did 2 visits to Britannia Buddies, and I just had a cracking time all the way, because we were in there I think just under 14 hours on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday, a bit quieter, so we did a bit more shopping. I bought 2 new figures as well. There's one on the shelf, the Sequestria Princess there. She's on the shelf. She's got these very huge googly eyes, and she's practically staring at me. And if you can see, just up there next to the Pinkie Pie, to the right on the shelf, there's that new Chrysalis figure that talks as well. Mm-hmm. So so I must say, altogether, with the concert being, other than meeting Kelly, the concert, I think, it was the highlight. We were all down there together on that dance floor, having cocktails, having a drink, and then being on the dance floor, boogieing and throwing plushes up in the air.
Yeah, exactly. What was your thoughts on the concert on Saturday night?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was like a real party. It felt, it almost felt like you were, like a concert on holiday. A bit of a beach party type atmosphere. Of course, except it was pony related, so kind of like a beach party in Equestria.
Yeah. Sam's back now. Let's unmute him. Unfortunately, we need to bring him back in. Here is Sam back. So, Sam, would you like to go through what you bought and your reflection on the weekend?
Well, as always, Ponycon is a massively enjoyable experience. The first year I went, which would have been
2019.
2019. It was a very different experience. I mean, I've been going to conventions and things for about 15 years, but Ponycon is very different for me personally. There's something about being surrounded by people who are all part of the same fandom, who are all into MLP. They've always got a lot of the G4 music playing. just to see people sort of just all getting on. Like everybody gets on. There's no dramas, no issues, and everybody's just really friendly. And all the cosplayers are really colourful and great. And I always have a really great time. I just feel really happy when I'm there, and it's just great to be in a place where I think you kind of be yourself a bit more, and no one's going to ultimately judge you. So that's why I really like Ponycon.
Well, that's the thing with conventions is like, I know I'm relating to ponies, but again, another convention we've gone to quite a lot over the years, TF Nation, a dedicated Transformers convention. That also has that community feel to it, as Ponycon does. And, it's fans that run the convention as well, and they understand it. And it's the understanding of it that is the most important thing, is that they're a fan as well. So from their standpoint, it's a similar kind of, equal kind of thought process.
Are you sure you want me to do this? I mean, there's a lot of badges in there.
How much?
Maybe here all night.
Is it about over £100 worth of badges in that bag?
Probably. I mean, there's badges I didn't buy at Ponycon, so there's probably, I don't know how much badges, but yeah, that's like full of badges in there.
Right, I have to just stress something. Let me come out of the solo layout mode and come back to me, because it's me. I have to just say something, and as you can see, this is quite serious because I'm bringing the microphone so close to my mouth. I have never known somebody go so mad on stickers and badges in my entire life. And this past weekend was quite an eye-opening experience, and for more than one reason, and that was one of them. I don't mind. I know I like stickers like the next person, but it's up to you if you want to divulge in how much you spent on that, man. But of course, I won't force you to. But I've never known somebody spend that much on badges and stickers, and very little else to really show for it. I wonder if this was to somehow slip out to your parents of how much you spent on stickers and badges. I wonder how that would go down. That is just
my parents don't know what Ponycon is, where it is, or that I went to it, so I wouldn't worry.
True.
But what I'll do, I shall slowly reveal the badges as the live stream progresses. And also, I think we should answer Kevin's question, as he did ask what made us become.
Sorry about that, Kevin. I was just waiting on Sam to come back so we can answer this question.
So may I go first?
Yes, he asks, "Hi, my name is Kevin. Hello. What made you become a brony?" So who wants to take it first? Samuel, you go.
So, what made me become a brony? Well, firstly, badge number 1 is Luna, one of my favourite ponies of G4. There she is, badge number 1. So, what made me become a brony? Well, basically, go back roughly 12, 13 years. So I actually, hang on. No, sorry, 10 years. It's 10 years, because it was 2003. 2013. Yeah, 2013. So 2013, season 3 of MLP G4. So what got me into the MLP was I kept coming across MLP references on the internet, artwork, bits and pieces on YouTube, fan fictions, and from what I could understand, the internet was blowing up with MLP, but not just MLP in general. It was blowing up over a new generation of MLP. Now, as a child of the 90s, I knew a little bit about My Little Pony. I knew a bit. I mean, I never actually watched any of the G1, 2, or 3 stuff. But obviously, you knew a little bit about it. So I kept coming across all this stuff, and I kept on wondering what on earth it was all about. And then one day, I'm sat at home, nobody was in, just flicking through the telly, and I actually came across whatever channel it was. I think it was Pop, and literally just about to start was Friendship is Magic, episode 1, season 1. So I thought, you know what? I'll give it a watch because I want to try and find out why this has become so popular. So, like 30 minutes later, episode's finished, and a bit of me was like, that wasn't too bad. But it's a cliffhanger. I need to know what happens to the internet. About 3 hours later, I'd binge watched all of season 1, really enjoyed it, and actually could understand why people were enjoying it because, you know, the characters are really good, the animation was really good, the songs were really good. So I think really after I watched the first season, I just realized, yeah, this is a really good series. I can understand why everybody likes it. However, the interesting thing is, at the time, I had no idea that the Brony community existed. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even discover the Brony community for another several months, and that was because of what Nosey showed me one of the documentaries on YouTube. So until that point, I didn't know how big the fan base was until I saw one of those documentaries, and then it was like, you know, wow, this is huge. I've never known a fan base like it. And badge number 2, another Princess Luna. So yeah, that's how I became a brony.
Okay, so Lawrence, would you like to answer the question?
Yes, well, in my case, it goes to a bit later on. It was around 2016. I've spoken about this before. Is that there was a report on the news I had heard prior to this about, you know, the sort of adult male audience for MLP, but when we saw this BBC News report, myself and my mum were watching this report on the news that it explained that there were this community of fans, you know, of young to middle-aged men and older people that were so passionately into this new generation of My Little Pony that they were going out and buying all this expensive merchandise, and that there were these conventions held more specifically for this audience. Now, obviously, similar to Sam, is I obviously as a kid I wasn't into any of the earlier MLP stuff. My only real memories of it were just seeing some toys in the shops, and I think my little sister getting some of the you know, the McDonald's Happy Meal pony toys in the 90s. But and I hadn't and I had and I so after seeing that news report, and then I spoke to another mate, and I told him about this, and he said to me, he said, "Well, MLP is actually not too bad. I actually enjoy it. I've watched every episode there is up to this point." And then I thought, I have a feeling I might end up checking this out. And also, then following that, I heard the same from some other friends who were into sort of the geeky things that I'm into, and they said the same thing. They had watched the show. So after a little while, I thought I'm just going to go and check this out. So I think I went and got a cheap copy of one of the first Equestria Girls film, put that on, and luckily for me, you do get to see the characters in pony form because it does start off in Equestria, which is a good thing. So I kind of got the gist of, you know, that these are characters of the ponies, even though the Equestria Girls isn't sort of the main thing. It's a side series. But after watching that, I thought actually this isn't too bad. And then it was also through some stuff that you guys did on your own individual channels. I mean, for example, Sam, before I met you at TF Nation 2017, I'd seen your TF Nation 2016 haul, which is, I believe, where you showed off the Build-A-Bear Luna that you bought.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That he snuck away from the convention to buy.
So then I heard about this My Little Pony the movie, and then obviously through becoming friends with you guys, I hadn't seen it at the cinema, obviously, but I got a copy of it. I watched it, really liked it, and then I went onto Netflix and found that Netflix had seasons 1 to 5, so I started watching it, and then I loved it. And then I pretty much, within the process of a couple of weeks, I considered myself to be becoming a brony, and then the rest is history.
Okay.
And badge number 3, another Princess Luna. This is going to happen, so you're going to have to cope with it, mate.
You need more Rainbow Dash in there.
Continue, Johnny. Continue, my friend.
He doesn't have enough Rainbow Dash. It's disappointing.
I say Rainbow Dash is a good character for art, as well as Luna. Because she's very colourful. She's blue. She's multicolored. She's got with a nice rainbow mane and tail.
And badge number 4, we have Toothless and the Light Float Fury with the little hatchy dragons from How to Train Your Dragon.
They're not pony related, so I'm not going to allow that. Anyway, so I'm going to go now and then talk about why I become a brony. Well, once upon a time there was a guy called Sam, and he twisted my arm so badly that I fell into another rabbit hole. No, joking. Basically, my story of how I became part of the brony fandom or became a fan of the series was not that much different to Sam, really. I knew of Fredbear's Magic, that I knew My Little Pony series had started back in 2010 when it first aired. And I knew there was a comic book series that was alongside it as well. And I remember a friend of mine, somebody I've met in the past who's a comic book artist, and I kind of got to know him through going to a Transformers convention again called TF Nation. I believe it was a guy called Liam Shalhoub. And I believe he actually did some artwork, or he worked on, or did something in regards to My Little Pony. And I remember going to something like a little Comic-Con thing back in the day, maybe about 2012, 13 time, about the same time as Sam got into it. And basically, I just asked him the question, my God, MLP, what's that like? And he actually said he didn't actually mind it. It's actually not as bad as what people are saying. And that kind of turned my attention, thinking, if he says it's not that bad, maybe it's just something to check out, or at least check out one episode of. So I think that's kind of what piqued me interest to begin with, to even just watch an episode. So, like I said, I was aware of it, and like Lawrence said, and I think Sam also alluded to, is I wasn't a fan of, or never watched anything. Well, I have watched a little bit of Gen 1, Gen 2, or Gen 3 just to see a comparison. And I just can't get into any of those. So My Little Pony as a standpoint just was not on my radar whatsoever. It just wasn't for me. And so yeah, I go and what basically I'm just one day flicking through the channels, as you do. Flicking through the channels, and I come across Pop. Pop in the UK. There's a kids' TV channel called Pop, and Tiny Pop, and Pop had just started to air. I don't know if it was a season 2 episode, so I think there was still airing, because back then, obviously, My Little Pony aired in Canada and America first. Or North America, they got it kind of first, and then it kind of spread through America, different time zones and areas, and then it come to Europe and then the UK. So sometimes you might have been waiting maybe about. Sometimes back then you were waiting probably about a week or two, to get for that current series to actually reach us or reach somewhere else in the world, and. So basically it was I remember just going through the channels, come across an episode with that on Pop. It was already about halfway through the episode. I've spoken about this before. And it was basically an episode of the baby dragon Spike trying to make a cake for Rarity because he has a crush on her, and he keeps eating the gems. And so I watched all the rest of the episode from about halfway in, from that point all the way to the end, and I thought, that wasn't too bad. It was harmless enough. So then I thought, well, I'm going to watch the whole episode and just watch it from beginning to end so I get the full context of what it was about. So luckily it had a +1 channel, so an hour later. So I came back an hour later, watched the episode, full episode, and I thought that was actually not too bad. It actually made me chuckle a couple of times as well. So I thought, interesting. And then I go on Netflix and I discover that there was the Equestria Girl stuff had started. The first 2 movies were out, which was Equestria Girl, the first movie, and Rainbow Rocks at the time. They were both on Netflix, and I thought, I don't know what they are, so I just evaded them a little bit. And I went all the way. I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't really have understood the context of that, because the first Equestria Girl films, it's set, I believe, between seasons 5 and 6, I think. Was it 4 or 5?
4 and 5. It's after season 3.
Yeah, it's when Rainbow Dash first becomes princess, isn't it?
Twilight.
What did I say?
Rainbow Dash.
Princess Rainbow Dash.
As much as you want her to become an alicorn, it ain't happened.
Yeah, she's a princess to me. Sorry, Twilight. Yeah, Twilight first became an alicorn princess, and so obviously the beginning of the first Equestria Girl film kind of starts off with that. So it is kind of canon. I found that out later, but so I found out about those 2 on Netflix. I found them randomly, but I never watched them at first. I went right to the beginning, started with season 1, and I watched like 5 episodes in one night of season 1, and I just thought, I really like this. I fell in love with Rainbow Dash. I fell in love with the characters, the world, how colourful it was, the animations, the songs within the songs were great. And, it was just really, really good. I just really enjoyed it. So I just stuck with it. And I think I got caught up within about maybe, I think at the time that obviously, I think when I first started watching the show, I think we were just about to start season 3. I think season 3 was airing on our kids' channels at the time, but obviously Equestria Girls I think started around about season 4, because obviously it's between 4 and 5. So season 5 came after the first Equestria Girls film. So I think America, season 3 had finished in America at the time of me starting the series, and season 4 was probably just about on the horizon to air in America after the season break, mid-season break or end of season break, and so I just ended up getting into it in that way, just out of pure curiosity. Like majority of the fan base, and then I watched the first 2 Equestria Girl films once I got caught up with where they were with the story, and I just fell in love with the Equestria Girl side of it as well. So I'm a fan of both sides. Some fans are a fan of just the Equestria Girls only, and then other people are fans of both. Or there's a bit of a divide within the fan base. Some prefer the humanized version of the characters to the pony side, and then the people that prefer the main series, the pony side, might not be that all that bothered with the human side. And then you get people like me, you, Sam, and Lawrence that like both. So, it's a little bit of a three-way divide a little bit between the fans, but I like both. I mean, I just love those characters, and I just think the human side of it actually does add a little bit more substance to those characters. So even though they are pretty much just the mirror opposite, but human of the ones that we know from the main series, but it just gives them a bit more context. And you know, you're familiar with those characters because you've already been introduced to them with the main series, so you can just slip into it. But then obviously they introduced Sunset Shimmer in the Equestria Girls, and I just fell in love with her. So
yeah.
But yeah, for me, the reason why I became a brony, to answer the question properly and to finalise my answer to it, I just love the characters. I love the characters. I love Equestria Girls as well, and I love the music. Daniel Ingram did a bang up job with producing the music for all the series and the movie, and the 4 Equestria Girl films. And then obviously, I think after that, I think somebody else took over the Equestria Girl stuff after the movies of the 4 films, and then so on. But yeah, so Daniel Ingram's music really was fantastic. I loved a lot of the songs he came up with and that team. And some of the writing, some of the stories, the bad guys. Yes, there were comedic bad guys, but there was some pretty dark moments in there for a kids' cartoon.
Yeah.
Especially for the demographic it was aimed at. You could see from about season 4 onwards, it got a bit more mature. It was still cutesy to a degree. It still had what MLP's about, but they gave it a lot more substance from season 4 onwards, and that's what gravitated me because they put references in there like Doctor Who, Terminator, even Transformers. There's
a scene where you can definitely hear in the movie. You can hear the Transformers, the transformation sound.
Yeah, last night I watched the first Equestria Girl film last night. They're all of them are on or on YouTube for free in high quality. And I watched the first one, and before Twilight goes through the portal to go to Equestria, Pinkie Pie kind of like on the floor, and then she kind of does that. He goes like, "Hey, I like it."
There's also a I'm trying to think now. What's the franchise called? Oh, Metal Gear Solid. There's a Metal Gear Solid reference in one of the episodes as well, where I think it's Pinkie Pie's hiding inside a box.
Yeah.
And somebody says, "Oh, hi, Pinkie Pie," and it does the surprise noise, and the surprise question mark appears above the box.
Yeah.
But so there's also a really good episode with Doctor Who's where he's basically a Time Lord, which is the 100th episode. And what time is it? Badge number 5. Sunset Shimmer.
Yeah.
Can I have that one, please?
No, you cannot.
Oh, but you don't like Sunset Shimmer. I do.
I also like Sunset Shimmer.
You prefer Trixie. You told me you like Trixie.
Sunset Shimmer is my favourite Equestria Girl.
Trixie. If she was a weird male like me. Anyway, so, well, I suppose I haven't shown my haul off yet, have I?
Speaking of halls, we have badge number 6. Lettershy.
Yay.
We shall now rest the badges and allow Nils to talk about his non-badge haul.
I don't have any badges. I don't think.
Oh, you have one. I gave you a Rainbow Dash badge.
I'll have to make sure that's in the bag because I do not remember. I haven't seen it.
You didn't leave your Rainbow Dash badge in the hotel, did you?
I don't know. I'll soon find out when I empty my bag.
That cost me £1.
Yeah.
I will give you £1 in return if it's lost. Someone's just got a 20% cooler badge than everything else. So, before I get into my haul, does anybody want to show off anything from their haul besides
I've got one last thing I can show. I'm gonna have to go.
Misty badge, since Misty is my favourite Gen 5 character. Badge number 7, Misty.
The thing is, though, I'm gonna have to go down the bloody custom route, aren't I, if I want a Misty plush?
Yes, you are.
Unfortunately. I don't really want to spend that money, if I can be honest with you, on a teddy bear, basically. Anyway, but we'll see.
Yes, here is my biggest MLP plush. My G5 Sunny Star Scout.
Nice.
And a great price she was too.
To be honest with you, the prices, except for the custom stuff, which I can understand, it's custom, it comes with a price. But the normal stuff, like Build-A-Bear stuff, I mean, I got 2 Build-A-Bear plushies for under 20 quid, which you cannot get anywhere unless you luckily find something in a charity shop. And
I love that plushie. I got to admit, Lawrence, I love that Sunny plushie. I really do. I mean, Sunny's like my second favourite character of Gen 5 next to Misty, but I love that plush, and I know you got that plush for an absolute bargain.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have bought her, to be honest, if I hadn't found out, if the seller hadn't told me on the spot how much she was. So I did ask her. It was the lovely lady we spoke to, Nolsey, who runs the store with all these plushies. And she did, because I was going to go and see if there was a lady, I think, who had a smaller one, a much smaller one, for £20, but she didn't take card. So I went over to this other store and I found this one, and then the lady tells me she's only £15. Well, that's a good, far too good offer to refuse. So.
Yeah, because like I was saying, I mean, to be honest, the Build-A-Bear, I know, obviously with the Build-A-Bear stuff, the MLP stuff, the Build-A-Bear stuff, the characters that have been given Build-A-Bear treatment, they're all not produced anymore. Build-A-Bear don't do them anymore. I would have thought, as a collector's standpoint, the prices would have gone up a little bit to reflect that. However, no. To be honest, I was quite surprised. I was expecting quite scalper-like prices, to be honest. I know that sounds awful to say, but you do get scalpers at conventions.
You do, yeah.
You do get greedy vendors, and I'm not going to label anybody that convention that were greedy. They were not. At the vendor hall, the people in the vendor hall or the trader hall or whatever you want to call it, at UK Ponycon this year, they were all really good. The prices were fair and good and justifiable. I was quite pleasantly surprised by that. I was expecting premium pricing because with a convention, they need to make money on what because they've paid money for stock. They have overheads. They have food to buy, rent to pay for, all that stuff that comes out of what they earn, because that is their livelihood. So, the pricing stuff reflects that a little bit, especially at conventions. They do conventions I've been to. You go on Amazon and research exactly the same product, and you find on Amazon it's probably between maybe about a 5 to 10 quid cheaper. Than it is at the convention, but I was quite pleasantly surprised. I mean, like I say, I only got 2 plushes, and then I will show off everything else that I got. But who's got 2 thumbs and is an absolute twat? And who has found a Build-A-Bear Princess Celestia for just £1.40?
I haven't. No, but I did find before I probably became a brony. I found a Build-A-Bear Fluttershy for £4.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, funnily enough, Sam, I was with my dad when I bought her.
You bought a plush when you were with your dad?
Yes.
What the hell? How did that go down with your dad? How the hell did you explain that? Oh, Dad, I'm just going to buy this random pony plush,
I found it, tried to hide it behind me, didn't work. My dad said, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's just a character from a series I watch." And he went, "You what?" It's just a character from a series I watch. And he went, "What?" And then I just thought, I also found a Rainbow Dash one. There was a little Rainbow Dash plushie, but I put her back because I thought, I don't really need that one, but I don't have Celestia as a Build-A-Bear or anything. So So I just got her instead. But on the label it said £2.50, but when she scanned it, it was £1.40. So I have a Build-A-Bear that is probably worth it. You could still get it for at least 20 quid, 15 to 20 quid. I got for £1.40. So I will show it in a minute. I've got it right here on my bed.
Badge number 8. Princess Luna.
Again. Is anybody thinking that Sam's a little bit obsessed with Luna? Is it just me?
But she's but she is. I have heard. I rewatched a bit of. I've been watching other pony documentaries recently, and it has been said that she has a very, very big solo following.
Yeah, she does. Well, they both do. I mean, Celestia and Luna, they equally have a very, very big, strong solo fan base between them. I mean, I'm like I say. I mean, I'm just joking with you guys. I mean, I do love Luna and Celestia. Don't get me wrong, but it's just my attention goes towards like other characters in the series. Rare Bardash being number 1, but I do like I love Discord as well. He's another character I love. Who else can I say? Oh, Applejack, Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, the CMC. I love all 3 of them. Trixie, she grew on me later, mostly with Starlight.
I like Trixie, but
I didn't like her when she came into it first. I thought she was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, out of the 6 Build-A-Bear out of the 6 plushies I've got that I know are Build-A-Bears, I've got from the ones I actually purchased from Build-A-Bear the first one I got was Tempest Shadow, then I got Rainbow Dash, then Trixie.
Badge number 9. The UK Ponycon mascot Britannia from the 2020 convention.
Oh, John, that little video I took of the Britannia mascot, and she did like that little dance for me. And you're asking, you get it. I uploaded that as a short, and it's had like 2,500 views and nearly 40 likes.
Wow.
That is incredible.
And a couple of negative comments, but who cares?
Yeah,
wow,
who cares?
Quite incredible.
Yeah, unfortunately, with anything like that, you're going to get twats like that. Unfortunately, Lawrence, but just block them. Just block them and tell them to fuck off. That's what I do.
Sam, what MLP plushies have you got in your little shed there at the very moment?
At the moment, mate, I literally have one. I got a third-party Chrysalis.
Yeah.
I've got most of them all in my bedroom. To be fair, I've just got Chrysalis in the shed.
So, was your Luna your Build-A-Bear Luna? Was that the first one you got?
Yeah. She was the very first pony plush that I got. I've got 4 Build-A-Bears. I've got Luna, Sunset, Starlight, and Tempest.
Yeah.
And moving on to badge number 11. Princess Luna.
What a surprise.
I tell you, the amount I could probably do this similar thing with my collection of MLP plushies, Sam. Throughout the course of a stream, I could probably show off all my plushies, considering there's at least over 20 of them.
And coming in at badge number 12, while Knowles is sorting himself out, badge number 12 is Nightmare Moon.
Oh, technically Luna again. Well, I think I'm now in the position to now show you my haul. So, what should I start with? Obviously, the pass. Obviously, Sam showed his in his video, but I haven't showed mine yet. Exactly the same. Even though one person that was in our party, Matt the twat, had Sunset Shimmer, and I did offer to buy it off him, but he said no. But no, it is a nice pass. I do miss passes. I do prefer passes. I understand it's probably easier to just give a pass to somebody else who doesn't have a ticket, because end of the day, John is a very common name. So you could just give it to anybody and they could get in for free without buying a ticket. That's the only downside with having these. It's more difficult with a wristband thing that I know of as well. But yeah, so there's the pass, and I also bought the lanyard, which is nice as well. Don't know if you can see generations. So you got like a G11, and then you got still there. So what I actually bought from the convention, I got Build-A-Bear Applejack. She doesn't have a head. I actually saw one after I bought her. I actually saw one with a hat, and I was like, I wish I'd saw that one now, but it don't matter. But yeah, so this is just the normal Build-A-Bear Applejack without a hat. So this is like just a basic one, because obviously I do remember back in the time when these were going in Build-A-Bear, you also had little costumes you could get for them, and they'll put them on for you. So like you had like little dresses and things like that you could have on them, but I never bothered with anything like that. There's only Tempest that has her little jacket thing on and a little boots. Yeah. That's the only Build-A-Bear that actually has some accessories on her. But the rest of them are just as they came, like this.
The only pain in the backside thing with the Tempest is, when her like her horseshoe things come off, they're a bloody nightmare to get back on again.
Yeah, they are. I've lost all four of mine. They'll probably be on the bed somewhere.
I remember there was one, I think, in the chat. There was one in the charity auction that was part of a package, and that one on the photo, it didn't look like it had those.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm quite happy to have AJ. And look how much it cost. £7. Yeah. A Build-A-Bear cost me £7.
Yeah, that is really good. I mean, yeah, considering that they are, considering they are Build-A-Bear products, and the ones that are not made anymore have value. That is a really good price.
It is.
I mean that like the Starlight Glimmer I got. She was only, lots of people bought them. There were lots of them there. Obviously, people bought them for Kelly, and that was only 15. That one I think was only £15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Apple Bloom.
Yeah.
I got
our friend, my friend Matt, who's now like a friend of yours. He came with us. He bought, he bought himself. He bought some plushes. He bought a rather nice, expensive Luna plush, and I think he also got the Bat Britannia plush. The Bat Britannia plush from last year, but they were for sale again this year, as they didn't have an exclusive plush.
Nice. So yeah, I got a Build-A-Bear Apple Bloom to go with her big sister Applejack. So quite happy to have a cutesy little pony.
I'm coming in at badge number 12.
For God's sake.
It is the Ponycon mascots.
I think that's 13, Sam. I think you've already said number 12. I think you said number 12 last time.
I miscounted, mate. This is actually badge 12.
Oh, right. Okay.
Miscounted. So badge 12 is, again, Britannia, the Ponycon mascots.
What's that, Apple Blue? Yeah, Sam's a little bit weird.
Not as weird as me. But not as weird as me. Hey, Sonny.
We shall now move on to badge number 13 while everybody's discussing plushes. Badge 13 is a dragon, a Chinese white lotus dragon.
Sam is literally just a little bit, I think he's a little bit thingy that he never actually bought anything of substance with his money at this convention. At least we got representation of the beautiful characters we love. me and Lawrence, we did the thing we were supposed to do.
I
went home with a bag of
the year where I bought
patches.
I bought the most plushies this year. I came back with I came back not counting the little Beelmon plush from Digimon, which I got for about £4.
Sweet.
But the pony plushies. I bought the most this year. I think I came back with 5 plushies this year. I got 5 plushies, 2 figures, and 2 little mini figurines, and a couple of free stickers. I got I think the first time I went, I came back. I think I came back with 3 plushies, and then second year I came back with a few more. Second year was when I finally managed to find myself a Spike. And then last year I got the Bat Britannia. I got the Nightmare Moon for £8, which is really good. And I think I got my first Gen 5 plush, which was a very small Izzy.
And now badge number 14.
Go on, Sir Sam. Then do the rest of your haul, John.
Nice orange dragon.
Nice, that's nice. John, quickly do the rest of your haul.
I am trying, but someone keeps interrupting me. I know, Celestia. Yeah. Yeah, Celestia is a bit concerned that you have such she says, unhealthy relationship or thoughts of her sister. Yeah. So, yes, this is the one I was talking about. This is the Build-A-Bear Princess Celestia that I got for £1.40 yesterday. And my dad witnessed me buy her.
Which charity shop was that, out of interest?
I can't remember now. I can't actually remember what it was.
What we have here, that like the national charity shop brands, we have Oxfam and the British Art Foundation.
It wasn't either of those. It was.
We also have. Do you have Rainbows or Loros?
No. I can't actually remember what it was now. I can't remember which one it was now, but yeah, it was. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So I've cleaned her up a little bit since getting home because she had a few stains on her. Still does a little bit, but don't matter. But yeah, I'm very happy. I have a Celestia Build-A-Bear plushie that I got for £1.40 yesterday. Not part of my actual haul from the UK Ponycon, but I thought to just show her off. She's quite a large plushie, really.
Yeah, because you bought 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, you bought your Apple. You bought your Applejack. And what was the other one you bought from the convention again?
I got Applejack and Apple Bloom from the convention.
Bloom, yeah, I've already got that Apple. Oh, is that Apple Bloom? Is it a smaller one than the other Build-A-Bears? Because she's a smaller character. She's a figure.
Yeah, she's. Let me get Applejack. There's Apple Bloom next to Applejack. So yeah, she's.
Yeah. I think my Apple Bloom might be a Build-A-Bear one as well. I think I got that. Not last year, but the year before. So now I have a plush of all the Crusaders.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, badge number 15. A red dragon in flight in the sky.
And here is my signed picture. Kelly Sheridan, the voice of Starlight Glimmer.
Yep, I got one of those too.
Yeah,
I still haven't received my picture yet. I don't think.
She just wrote to John. Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wrote that to me as well. I haven't had my photo yet, so.
And you had yours. I got mine. I literally got mine on the way.
I think they did say that to get them all done, it may take a week.
He said to me it could take a week or two, depending. But for some reason, mine came through as I was on my way home on the coach on the Monday. I was like, "Yeah, I got them." But yeah,
and now it is time for badge number 16. A nice Chinese red dragon. And now, Sir John can finish his haul. The final badge. Number 17, a nice blue dragon. And therefore ends Sam's badge haul. Thank you.
Fuck for that. Anyway, So yeah, I was very happy to meet Kelly Sheridan. I love Starlight Glimmer. She's one of my favorite characters. Secondary character. Well, actually, no, she's main six. She became the sixth member of the main group. So yeah, very happy with that. This was literally the last thing that I did this last minute. I was like, it was like 10-2, the closing on the Sunday of the autographs, and I thought I might not get in there on time, and I did. I managed to meet her, had the photo op done, and very, very happy to have met her. So that's going to get framed at some point. I am thinking of printing off the picture of me and her as well and putting this in with it, so it's like framed together. But it's finding a frame that will situate 2 A4 pieces of paper quite nicely. And it's, yeah, I'm going to have to try and find some. Now, moving on to actual little figurines. I can't find that badge anywhere, mate, unless it's in here. I don't know. But I apologise. But yeah, so these were literally on the Sunday. I bought all these. And yeah, right. So I got the whole main 6 and a little mini Spike.
Oh yeah, I remember you showing me those. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I got. Let me show. My camera's not very good. There we go. Still in the bag, so I need to take her out of all the bags. But yeah, so I got Applejack. It kind of looks like it's coming up as like, yeah, so there you go, it's Applejack. So I got Applejack, again without a hat, but obviously this is just a figurine. I found all of them, but I could not find a Starlight Glimmer figure, but luckily I managed to find one. So there is Starlight Glimmer, so I have her as well. All from the same line by the looks of it, they're all the same size, which is brilliant. And then I found a Fluttershy with her little bunny friend figure, which is cool.
Oh, that is nice, yeah.
Which, yeah. And then, of course, Twilight, which is Alicorn Twilight, Princess Twilight figure. Of course, Rainbow Dash. And Rarity. And of course, Spikey Wakey, little mini Spike, and it's perfectly sized to go alongside those, which is just look how cute, look how small and cute. So yeah, I have a full main 6 in little figurine format, which yeah, I actually don't have any little figurines at all. I've already got plushes, so I'm quite happy. These were literally just a last minute thing, and there was like these little plastic containers that had like. There were these like little plastic containers that had like just these figurines in them, and
yeah,
there were like different versions of each of the figures of the same size. And yeah, so I found that one that seemed more adequate for Twilight, and I found like just the standard ones, the ones that don't have any glitter in the hair or anything like that. I don't want anything like that, so I managed to just get this standard little figurines, and that's my haul completed. Yeah, not very much, I will grant you that, but I'm happy enough with it. The main thing for me, I wasn't actually expecting to buy anything this year, to be honest, or this first time around. I wasn't expecting to buy anything, you know. So, but I went around, found Applejack and Apple Bloom. A full main 6 and Spike as little miniature figurines, and oh yeah, I forgot, I nicked this from the bar when we had cocktails. My Little Pony, MLP Fursuit Cosplay SFX. Yeah, so got a little beer mat, cup mat thing. Yeah, so I got that as well. Very happy, and I'm very, very happy to have managed to get to see her, because I missed the opportunity on the Saturday, and I missed the early signing session in the morning.
I went to the early signing session. The thing is that you had to go to 2 queues. You had to queue to go and get your ticket, and you had to go queue to get your ticket and your pass for your photo thing. The price is very good, by the way. And then you had to get in the queue. Then you had to go and get in the queue to actually meet her.
Yeah, you did. Well, luckily for me, there was literally only 2 people in front of me at the time. I got there. There was one person that literally just went through to go and meet Ellen, the other woman, and then there was literally nobody. There was like one person going to see Kelly. So I went up to the guy, paid my money, went straight behind that guy, and I was seen in about 5 minutes. And the whole experience lasted about 10 minutes.
The thing is, what was lovely about Kelly was when she was taking the picture with me. Like, it took a while. It took a couple of minutes to set up the camera. Obviously, we had the proper pro photo taken. She's like, "Oh, don't worry, Lawrence. We can have a little cuddle while they're setting up the camera." And then they had to take the photo a second time because I actually looked down on the first one because I think I seems to lose my balance briefly or something. I kind of looked down, so they had to take it again.
Can I just say something on the stream? Me and Sam are going to have a problem with Lawrence. Especially when it comes to the fairer sex. I'm going to tell you all a story now of something that took place at UK Ponycon. Lawrence goes to use the facilities as normal. He comes back and shows his phone. He's only gone and got a group picture with the main 6 Equestria girls to himself. A full group picture taken, and he did that in the space of 5 minutes. So he literally went to the toilet, come out the toilet, 6 girls there waiting for him by the looks of it, and he gets a photo taken with them. Of course, he asked them. He asked their permission if he could take a picture with them, but still, I'm going to follow... Me and Sam are going to follow Lawrence everywhere he possibly goes whenever we're with him, just to see if our look changes, and maybe we can start getting some pictures with ladies. Yeah, our Lawrence here is a little bit of a party animal. We've seen his YouTube shorts. We know what he gets up to.
I think they're TikToks, the ones you're talking about.
And TikToks. Yes, his TikToks. You've got to be 18 and over to see those. They're age restricted. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I haven't really spoken much about my thoughts on UK Ponycon. I actually kind of forgot to talk about UK Ponycon from my standpoint. Obviously, you and Sam have spoken about it a little bit. So I think maybe on an ending point for this stream, because I know it's not too late, but my dad's due home in about half an hour.
Yeah, we've been on nearly an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
2 hours, actually. 2 hours.
And an hour, nearly an hour and 50 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, we're just short of an hour and 50. But yeah, so on a closing note, I'm going to finish it off with my thoughts on reflection on the weekend. So yeah, it was a good weekend. Like I say, it was my first time going. Obviously, Sam and Lawrence, it was their 4th time in this year in a row. I've been meaning to go along with them ever since they started going, but life got in the way. One of the years I was transitioning from one job to a new job, and generally other things just came up in the pipeline. I couldn't afford to do that as well as whatever else I was planning. So this year, I was actually on holiday when I bought the tickets. I was in Salou in Spain. I was having a pool day. We were just sat by the pool, and I got an email because I signed up for to get emailed about news and things from the UK Ponycon website, and I got this random email about the tickets were on sale or a reminder about the tickets or something. So I'll go through the link. I'll go on the ticket prices, and I think actually that's not too bad. I have the money, so I bought my ticket there and then. Then I text Sam and Lawrence saying, I am going to UK Ponycon. And I was like, excuse me, Lawrence.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm joking. I'm joking, man. But yeah, so like I was saying, you know, so I remember getting a response from Sam. I messaged him saying, I'm finally going to UK Ponycon, I got my tickets, and all I got from Sam was, finally! kind of thing. And then Lawrence was like, oh, fantastic, yeah. And I was like, yep, finally. It just all fell, it just...
So we were glad you could come, John, because if you weren't able to make it, the hotel would have cost Sam and I a lot more.
Well, at least I had a function in the weekend then.
Yeah.
Me going was just to save them money, which is kind of, yeah, that was the only reason I was welcomed, wasn't it? And to share with them was it saved them money. And then Sam went and spent all that money he saved on the hotel room on fucking stickers and badges. And me and Lawrence actually did the right thing, bought plushies, soft little plushies that we can cuddle up to on a night. And we actually did the weekend properly. I noticed Sam didn't nod to that one. But yes, finishing off my thoughts, you know, it was a good weekend. I had a great time, managed to share the weekend with Sam and Lawrence, much to their dismay of me being there and my snoring on a night.
Oh, yeah. That was, I tell you, trying to get to sleep, you know, if I can't get to sleep before the two of you, when we share a hotel room, it's like being it's like sharing a room literally with two pigs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sam, I couldn't sleep because all I could hear was Sam snoring. And then I tried to not snore, and then I was just I was just tossing and turning in the middle of the night, and I ended up on my back a couple of times, hence why I was snoring. It was just too hot in that room. It was just too hot, and there wasn't a thermostat to adjust either or anything. So anyway, but yes, so it was a good weekend nonetheless. I really enjoyed myself. The concert was fantastic. Finally getting to see Prince Whatever perform in real time was great. And Black and Blue, there was actually with him as well. Prince Whatever. He was performing a solo set as well as part with him as a guitarist. The DJ, I forgot, is it DJ Bass Pon 3, I think he was called.
Yeah.
He was really good. Yeah, so the concert was brilliant. What we saw of that, had a couple cocktails, and just had a couple drinks and just had a really good night. It was a fantastic experience on the Saturday. It was a long day, but it was a good day.
Yeah, it was.
Sunday was much more of a simpler affair. You could see we were literally like walking zombies, all three of us that day. And I don't sleep very well when I'm on the road. I'm not good when I'm not in my own bed, so I just toss and turn and I don't sleep very well. So I was pretty much dead. But yeah, the only thing I will say is obviously the special vlog coverage. Part 1 and Part 2 are now up on the channel, so you can go and, if you was at UK Ponycon, you can relive it through our eyes and from our point of view, and might maybe see some familiar faces in the background, maybe, because I do a full-on dealer room, trader hall walkthrough, and it lasts about nearly 2 or 3 minutes, that walkthrough. So you might actually see some familiar faces in the background there. But I will say one thing is there's not as much substance to the Sunday, because literally Sunday starts and literally there's literally nothing. I didn't really record much at all on the Sunday. I think I was just living the moment a bit. And then you get the ending ceremony pretty quick into the Sunday. So there was barely little in between. We did do the on the Sunday, me and Sam and Lawrence went to go and see the charity auction on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Sam recorded that, I believe. So
yeah, I'll be putting it up on the channel, mate.
Yeah, so
I haven't got the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing went on for nearly 2 hours. I've got probably an hour-ish of it. So yeah, but I will be putting it up on the channel.
Well, like I say, mate, if you watch my vlogs that I put together,
yeah, I've watched the first part. Yeah, I'm gonna do the second part.
I've watched both of them. Good job, mate.
Cheers. Yeah,
you always do good. Do good vlogs.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean they went down well because I remember I part 2 I did it as a schedule premiere. I premiered it as a I scheduled it as a premiere. There we go. And I actually got a comment saying I can't wait for this, and I thought that's pretty cool because I posted them. I posted all the two part 1, part 2 of the vlogs. I put up in the UK Ponycon's Discord server, and through that I actually got some. They actually helped kind of grow their attention a little bit. So, and I also posted the links on their Twitter accounts, and they've both been liked and retweeted by UK Ponycon. So I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, the general reception for the vlog that I put together, I'm quite happy with. The only thing is, as a creative, it's me. I'm never happy with my own work, but you know, I would have been like if I had a bit more filler with the Sunday. But apart from that, I'm quite happy with how they've been received.
Yeah.
But like I say, Sam's got the charity auction, most of it, so he'll be uploading that. Yeah, so there we go. Would anybody like to say anything before we sign off for the night?
No, I would just like to say a big thanks for supporting us. It was great. Thank you for those who came. There were some of you at UK Ponycon that did recognise us, and it was great to talk to you. So I'm going to say a big thank you for that, and thanks just for your continued support. And may we all continue.
Sam, would that say out?
Yes. Well, again, great to spend the weekend with you both at Ponycon. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to the people that asked us some questions tonight. Thanks for Ponycon hosts for putting on a great weekend.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's also something I wanted to say. Thanks to the Ponycon hosts and crew. Thanks to everyone who you put 1,010% into it. To make sure people had a great weekend. You made sure people were safe, and that you guys really are top. You're top people. You're top people. The Ponycon organisers, they're really top people, and it wouldn't be able to happen without you. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, as Lawrence says, you did give yourselves 110%. You really do every year. You're a great bunch. Thank you for giving us Ponycon. And if all goes well, I'll be attending the 20th anniversary of Ponycon next year. Probably buy more badges. So hopefully we'll all be there next year.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm always a big question mark. You might as well just scrub my face out and put a question mark here because I never know what's coming up. But yeah, to finish off, thank you to everyone. We have gone up about 4 subscribers since we started uploading the videos post convention.
Yep. I think in the past couple of hours, I think we've gone up another 2. When I checked before we did the stream, there was 163. There's now 165. So
come on, 1 million subscribers. 1 million. We can get really good sponsors, and we can not work. Or at least YouTube as a job and not actually have to go to an office to work. So yeah, please give us this, Pony fans, Brony community. Give us 1 million subscribers. We want to do YouTube for a living. Well, John could do all the work. I'll take all the profit,
That sounds about right.
But yeah, thank you to all the new subscribers. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's like I said, this channel's been a little bit kind of floating in uncharted waters a little bit, and just abandoned a little bit, because obviously me and Sam primarily we're the ones that usually do a lot of the uploading and streams together. But yeah, we just basically life's got in the way with the channel, and there was massive big gaps. And with how YouTube works, algorithms and video promotion and things like that only happens if you are quite progressive with your uploading and frequent. Frequent is the most important thing with YouTube, unfortunately. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. We don't, we do this as a hobby. The whole idea of this channel being made in the first place was it was me and Sam didn't really want to talk too much about ponies on our dedicated channels. We wanted to try and keep it a separate thing for us because it's, and Lawrence, we found out we met Lawrence and then he wanted to be a part of it. So we became a threesome.
Yeah.
Again, that sounded wrong. But yeah, it's been a great journey. It's been quite a lot of fun. Also, I uploaded a video as well today, by the way, if anyone's interested. Basically entitled "My Mindset Around G5 Make Your Mark." It's just my general honest opinion on G5. So if anyone wants, any of you two guys want to have time to watch that, you're more than welcome. But yeah, so we will be trying to, obviously, we've done our post-con chat. When we come back for another live stream, I don't know if Lawrence can think of anything to make video-wise. More than welcome to pop some up. Same with Sam. Same with myself, obviously. So we'll probably be back with either a video or a live stream probably within the next week or two. Unless anyone can think of anything in particular to say or make a video of.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I might have some ideas, but we'll see. But again, it's been a good stream, lads. So well done.
Yeah, it has been a great stream. So
yeah. So yeah, like I said, just expect there will be another video upload probably some point this week or at the weekend. Sam's going to upload the charity auction from UK Ponycon.
Yeah,
so
I'll do that tomorrow.
Look out for that, because obviously that was a highlight. I know he doesn't have all of it, but it gives you an idea.
It did overrun a bit this year.
Very much.
I know, I appreciate they can't really give a solid time for it. Cause, I mean, there was 117 items this year to auction.
I know.
And that's a lot.
I really have admiration for Bex that she kind of stuck with it and did it. She did it more or less without a break kind of thing. She must have been completely out of breath.
The poor lass was knackered that day because also this was that charity auction was held on the Sunday, and obviously the staff usually get the organisers and staff for the convention usually get to the convention hall probably around about 6:30 in the morning. So their day starts around about 6 o'clock in the morning. So they've been up and on the go since 6:30 in the morning, right through to when it finished at 11:30 in the evening, which is a long day. And then apparently I found out from one of the other organisers that apparently they stayed up till quite the wee early hours in the morning after the concert. They didn't, and apparently they only had a couple of hours sleep really in between.
Yeah.
So they were a bit worse for wear on the Sunday, and you could definitely see the energy in the crew was very much depleted at that point on the Sunday. But yeah, I just want to say kudos, thank you to the UK Ponycon team for putting on a great year. As a first-time attendee, it was a positive experience. It was a very interesting experience. It was a much more chilled out, quieter, more very quiet convention experience. Well, I won't say it was completely quiet, but I'm used to hectic, full-on hectic madness, non-stop. I'm used to that kind of thing with the conventions I've been to in the past. I felt my general thoughts on UK Ponycon for the first time was it was much more chill. It was much more, do whatever the hell you want to do. It just generally felt that it was just a lot more carefree. What I mean is carefree in yourself, kind of like, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want sort of thing. It was just a nice, positive, chilled out experience. which is something I'm not really used to with conventions. But that was certainly something to try and get used to, because I'm not used to being relaxed at a convention. I'm more used to kind of becoming exhausted as the day goes by because I've been non-stop all day. But hopefully I'll be back next year. I can never say for definite if I'm definitely being able to, because I don't know what's coming up in the upcoming new year. There's a couple things I'm thinking about doing with another friend of mine, but hopefully if I can try and keep the same time period off as this year, then I will probably be going next year as well, because obviously it's the 20th anniversary celebration for the convention. So I'm expecting they probably might have something quite special in store for that. And also, I'd be interested to see what guests they get next year, because I've met Kelly Sheridan. I know you two have met Andrea Libman, which I wanted to slap you both with. But I'm hoping Ashley Ball and Tiffany St. Germain, I'm hoping those two will probably be next year, because I'm really... Oh, Kathy Wesselook, who played
Tabitha,
Spike.
Tabitha, who was Luna. She was going to be on. She was, please, I hope they can get her to come.
Yeah. Oh, there's that Kathy Wesselook who played Spike the Dragon.
Yeah.
And a couple of other characters. She'd be a good guest as well. But yeah, I'd be very much interested if they could get Ashley Ball and Tiffany St. Germain, either both of them the same year, next year, or one of them each. I don't know. But we're very much looking forward to see what they've got in store. Well, anyway, so thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you very much for the support on the channel since we got back from the convention. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments we've got recently. Thank you for the support on the videos we've been uploading. Just thank you all, and thank you to the UK Ponycon team for putting on a great event. So, as for me, that's the final word I'm going to say on the stream. And we'll leave the floor open to Sam and Lawrence if they want to say any last words.
Again, thanks to all the organisers, all the crew, all the guests. Thank you for a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you soon.
Any words, Sam?
Just again, thank you to the hosts, the committee, everybody who plans Ponycon. You did a fantastic weekend, and we all look forward to seeing you all next year.
Yeah, we do indeed. So yeah, thank you for watching. Just take care of yourselves, everybody, and hopefully all three of us will be at UK Ponycon 2024.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully so. But anyway, so anybody that recognises us or comes across our channel, by all means, comment, get involved in the conversation. Don't be shy. I know some people are a little bit standoffish with that kind of thing, but yeah, if any sort of conversation, we're always open for that. And even if you recognise us from the convention, I know in the Discord server I got remembered or recognised for the Britannia Buddies. I think it was either you or me. It was either you Sam, or me. I think it might have been that guy we were talking to on our table. I don't know, but he was going through his like a pen name, a screen name, username. So I don't know exactly his name, but yeah, so apparently so we got recognised. Yeah, so, but Britannia Buddies was good. That was a great idea, like a quiet zone. I think a lot of conventions can learn from that, having a quiet zone.
Yeah.
Just take a 5-10 minute break from it all. Or an hour or something like that. But anyway, so thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. We are going to go now.
Bye.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the charity auction video from Sam, and I will probably be doing. I might try and make some videos in the next coming weeks as well, and we'll probably come back together in a couple of weeks for another stream. So because from going forward, we're going to try and do it every fortnight, a stream going forward, at least, if there's nothing else to talk about. I know we've got the upcoming Chapter 6 episodes in November, so we've only kind of got
November 23rd.
November 23rd. So we've got a fair little distance to go, a little bit, but it'll get here soon enough. But we will definitely be doing a stream over those episodes. And also, I forgot to even mention about this, about the words what Ellen was alluding to in her Q&A question.
Yeah.
I mentioned that in my video, by the way, Sam. I kind of allude to that. But yeah, all I'm going to say is, on a closing note, people, basically, whatever happens in the next upcoming episodes could be quite interesting, because it was kind of alluded to by is it Ellie Ray Hennessy was her name? Ellen? Sam?
Yes.
Was that a name? Ellie Ray Hennessy?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that, wasn't it? So basically, basically, she was one of the other voice actors at Ponycon. And she was asked the general question of basically what was your favourite moment voicing a character in G5 or Friendship's Magic? And she basically alluded to that the stuff that she's basically just worked on, that she's under NDA for Make Your Mark, the episode's yet to be released, which is Chapter 6, the last special, and the final episodes after the special. So apparently she kind of alluded to in a certain way that all the characters kind of go in a certain path direction. So I'm very interested about her words. She might just said that to blow us off the track a little bit under contractual thing, I don't know. But she seemed like a very honest and open person, and very quite honest, to be honest, when she was responding to comments and questions. So I'll leave that with you guys to ponder over. But thank you. I'm going to go. We're all going to go. We will hopefully see those people at UK Ponycon next year. And thank you again for the support on the channel so far, and new subscribers. Hope you enjoy the content, our videos and stuff we have coming for you, and the stuff we've uploaded within the last... Seriously, this is the most we've uploaded in probably the history of the channel this past week.
Yeah.
But anyway, so thank you. Take care.
Bye. Ciao, everyone.
Yeah, everyone. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
See you all later. Bye.